Today, we take to the streets in over 800 marches around the globe and demand common sense gun laws. Today is the beginning of a bright new future for this country. And if you think today is good, just wait for tomorrow.
Hundreds of thousands of people hitting the streets for March for Our Lives rallies all over the world. Today, students, teachers, parents, and their supporters calling for policy change for gun control and school safety. Many say today's movement feels like a tipping point. The March for Our Lives rally in D.C. is supported by numerous sister marches, including right here in Music City. Fox 17 News' Michaela Lewis shares more from Nashville's Public Square Park.
Ready, set, march.
Families and individuals from all walks of life march through downtown Nashville to end gun violence in America.
But today our kids are not able to enjoy high school like we once did.
I have children and I'm very passionate about the things that are happening. If we don't speak up and we don't roar, then we're not going to be heard.
I hope that this movement just excites people to become more active.
I'm a veteran of the United States Navy and the Minnesota Army National Guard. I have carried an M16. Nobody needs an assault weapon in this country unless you are standing behind me in uniform.
Machine guns? No, it has to go.
Leading the group Saturday morning is bittersweet for Abby Braffman.
I march and I cry and I gather people and I've organized and I've fought.
The Vanderbilt freshman organized Nashville's March for Our Lives after her former Florida high school became one of the most recent and deadliest mass shooting sites.
We're just trying to get a platform opened up for people to have an effective dialogue on the outcome of gun violence and how it's affected so many people in America, especially the youth and the children and the students.
Is it right for our students to go to school in fear?
From Nashville Mayor David Briley to Bishop Marcus Campbell, speakers say it's about gun violence across the spectrum.
It's a shame that people can't go and enjoy a concert without having to worry about being sniped out. It's a shame that families cannot go to the movies without worrying about somebody coming inside the theater, gunning down them and their children. It's a shame that our kids can't walk down the street. Our voice is to vote.
That is just 37 days from now. Find out what's on the ballot, get out and vote, and change the direction of this city.
Legislation made that can effectively and coherently make a difference on what has happened thus far, because no action has been taken and we're looking for action.
The rally wrapped up around 11:30 this afternoon, but organizers say the movement is just beginning. Reporting from Public Square Park, Michaela Lewis, Fox 17 News.
Organizers say there were between 10 and 12,000 people at Nashville's March for Our Lives rally, including former Nashville Mayor Megan Barry. She tweeted out photos from this morning's event, posing with March supporters. Now, Barry resigned from office March 6 following a City Hall scandal where she admitted to having an affair with her former head of security. And this is likely Barry's first public appearance since her departure. And Nashville's rally, far from the only one here in the mid-state this morning. Several other marches taking place around Tennessee and southern Kentucky today, including Clarksville, Cookeville, Bowling Green, and Memphis. Today's rallies also brought up some tough questions about the best way to proceed if gun laws are indeed changed. Fox 17 News national correspondent Christine Frazow brings us that side of the story.
It was a unified group rallying around a cohesive message.
I'm here to support this movement. I'm so ashamed of my generation and that we did nothing.
That there are meaningful and thoughtful gun control laws that are created and enforced across the country.
Better gun control now.
Many here say it's not about taking guns away from most people.
We're not trying to take away any guns, and even if we were, isn't that worth it if it saves some lives?
Hundreds of thousands of people out here today, many calling for more restrictions on who can and cannot buy guns. Surrounding them, a whole lot of security and a whole lot of guns.
They're security personnel and they're protecting us.
The perimeter of the March for Our Lives marked by security trucks and police officers, a necessary part of just about any event in Washington and across the country, where free speech is often protected by armed personnel. For some, a constitutional conundrum in a free society.
The Second Amendment was written in a totally different era when they needed to control muskets. Now we have, assault rifles.
Waiting periods and ban on assault weapons and semi-automatic rifles and registries of guns, just like we have of cars and license plates.
The NRA stands firm in its commitment to gun rights.
Passing new gun control laws won't protect our kids because criminals willing to commit murder will never obey the law.
As calls grow for change, more complicated questions emerge about the best way to balance that change with the laws of the land. In Washington, I'm Christine Frizzell reporting.
So far, President Trump has not tweeted or made any statement about March for Our Lives, but a statement from the White House Deputy Press Secretary reads, quote, "We applaud the many courageous young Americans exercising their First Amendment rights today. Keeping our children safe is a top priority of the president," which is why he urged Congress to pass the Fix NICS and Stop School Violence Acts and sign them into law. Additionally, on Friday, the Department of Justice issued the rule to ban bump stocks, following through on the president's commitment to ban devices that turn legal weapons into illegal machine guns.